This week we have Vice President Biden and President Trump debating for the final time. The battle mano a mano, or Orange Man and Old Mano. But as usual, dealing with this guy, there are going to be some conflicts. So the moderator started off to ask him about handling COVID and how he handled it, the whole process, and letting the American people know about the disease and what he did and what he didn't do. Let's listen to how Trump responded, and we'll go from there.
Everything that he said about the way, every single move that he said we should make, that's what we've done. We've done all of it. But he was way behind us.
Vice President Biden, your response.
My response is he is xenophobic, but not because he shut down access from China. And he did it late after 40 countries had already done that. In addition to that, what he did, he made sure that we had 44 people that were in there in China trying to get to Wuhan to determine what exactly the source was. What did the president say in January? He said, no, he said, he's being transparent. The president of China is being transparent. We owe him a debt of gratitude. We have to thank him. And then what happened was we started talking about using the Defense Act to make sure we go out and get whatever is needed out there to protect people. And again, I go back to this. He had nothing. He did virtually nothing. And then he gets out of the hospital and he talks about, don't worry, it's all going to be over soon. Come on. There's not another serious scientist in the world who thinks it's going to be over soon.
President Trump, your reaction?
I say over soon. I say we're learning to live with it. We have no choice. We can't lock ourselves up in a basement like Joe does. He has the ability to lock himself up. I don't know. He's obviously made a lot of money someplace, but he has this thing about living in a basement. People can't do that. By the way, I, as the president, couldn't do that. I'd love to put myself in the basement or in a beautiful room in the White House and go away for a year and a half until it disappears. I can't do that. And Kirsten, every meeting I had, and I'd meet a lot of families, including Gold Star families and military families, every meeting I had, and I had to meet them. I had to. It would be horrible to have canceled everything. I said, this is dangerous. And you catch it. And I caught it. I learned a lot. Great doctors, great hospitals. And now I recovered. 99.9 of young people recover. 99% of people recover. We have to recover. We can't close up our nation. We have to open our school, and we can't close up our nation, or you're not going to have a nation.
And of course, the CDC has said young people can get sick with COVID-19 and can pass it. Vice President Biden, I want to talk broadly about strategy, though.
Can I respond to that?
30 seconds, please, and then I have a question.
Number one, he says that we're learning to live with it. People are learning to die with it.
All right. That's the line of the night for me. This guy went through this whole thing. He went through this whole drama about Ken. First of all, I don't know if you guys noticed that he tried to blame Gold Star families for catching COVID. God knows where he picked up COVID from. Somehow he seems to target military families as the perpetrators of infecting him. Again, Trump, that's the kind of character this man has. Is that the kind of man you want to vote for? Think about it. Then he continues and he says, oh, well, we did everything we possibly can. He did nothing. He said that the virus would go away. We all heard it. He said it several times. This guy is a pathological liar. Now, I love the way Joe Biden came back with that line. He said, man, we're not learning to live with it. We're learning to die with it. We're dying because he's incompetent. There are countries all over the world who is handled with way lower cases than the United States. Poor countries, third world countries, you know why? Because they have competent leaders. So when the orange man talks the trash, make sure you know that he's lying. If he's opening his mouth and his lips are moving, he's lying. That's all I have to say about that. All right, guys, this continues because now Trump is talking about something I never heard before. So I had to look it up. But let's take a listen together. And before I tell you what I find out, I want you to listen and tell me what you think, because this sounds funny as hell to me. I never heard him
I
say
asked
that
him
before
a
neither.
week ago, I said, what did I pay? They said, sir, you prepaid tens of millions of dollars. I prepaid my tax. Tens over the last number of years. Tens of millions of dollars I prepaid. Because at some point they think it's an estimate. They think I may have to pay tax. So I already prepaid it. Nobody told me that.
Did your account
Nobody
tell you
told
when
you
you
that.
released
Excuse
them?
me. And it wasn't written whenever they write this. They keep talking about $750, which I think is a filing fee. But let me just tell you, I prepaid.
So at the last minute, at the 11th hour, this guy comes up with a new explanation of why he hasn't been paying taxes. He's been prepaying his taxes, guys. All this time we've been asking him for his taxes. He has actually paid his taxes already. So why didn't he say 3.5 years ago, hey guys, I prepaid, my taxes are paid, leave me the hell alone. Why are you harassing me? Okay, I prepaid my taxes. I estimated. You know, that's what he said. He said he estimated. But I looked it up, and funny enough, there is something called estimation of assets, and you can prepay your taxes. But I'm telling you this, as this site, this vlog name is Black Ambassadors of Change. This guy just found that out, and he's using that as an excuse. He had 3.5 years to say that, and he never once said that. So what is that telling you? He just found that out. You know how Trump operates. When he finds something new out, he comes out and he says it like nobody knew about it before, or he tries to educate the general public about it so he could sound intelligent. And it's generally something very obvious. This time, it happened to be something very obscure because most people don't generally file estimation of taxes or prepaid taxes. I doubt if he even did that. He didn't even know anything about it. He even told on himself and he said, oh, I didn't even know about it. They told me about it. They just told me about it. So this guy is, again, a pathological liar. And it seems that there are about 45% of the population who can't see that. And that's bothersome to me. I'm not saying everybody has to think alike, but there has to be some basic critical thinking skills that most Americans have. And if we don't have basic critical thinking skills, then we need to revamp our educational system, because this is tragic to me. This is sad that this man feels that he can manipulate us, lie to us, tell us things, and 2 weeks say something entirely different, and swear what he told us before is a figment of our imagination. And some people somehow find a way of defending that. You know, so let's continue to watch this video and see if we could get something from it, and hopefully have some brain cells at the end of the show. All right, guys. So apparently the moderator is going to ask both candidates what are they going to do to prevent foreign governments or adversaries from interfering in our election. So let's hear what they have to say. I think President Trump responded with the usual conspiracies about Biden taking money from Russians and deflecting, because he knows that he has been helped by Putin, so he's deflecting to Biden. But let's hear how Biden comes back at him and like give him another punch that I think was really a brutal punch in the debate last night. Let's take a look and see how Biden came back at Trump when Trump accused him of taking money from the ex-mayor of Moscow's wife, and his son taking money from Ukrainian business people.
And then I do want to follow up on the election security.
I have not taken a penny from any foreign source ever in my life. We learned that this president paid 50 times the tax in China, has a secret bank account with China, does business in China, and in fact is talking about me taking money. I have not taken a single penny from any country whatsoever, ever. Number one. Number two, this is a president. I have released all of my tax returns. 22 years. Go look at them. 22 years of my tax return. You have not released a single solitary year of your tax return. What are you hiding? Why are you unwilling? The foreign countries are paying you a lot. Russia's paying you a lot. China's paying you a lot. And your hotels and all your businesses all around the country, all around the world. And China's building a new road to a new a golf course you have overseas. So what's going on here? Why don't release your tax return or stop talking about corruption?
President Trump, your response.
First of all, I called my accountants under audit. I'm going to release them as soon as we can. I want to do it, and it will show up.
Guys, have you heard the president say, I think it was 43 years ago, that once he's cleared by the IRS, he's going to release his taxes? So you mean to tell me for 3.5 years, the IRS have been auditing this guy? I mean, guys, please tell me, America, please tell me you're not that stupid. Please tell me that you're not that dense to believe that this guy is telling the truth, that the IRS is actually auditing his taxes for over 3.5 years. This guy has paid more taxes in China than he paid taxes in the country he lives and runs. That is obscene. That's disgusting. And you're going to vote for somebody like that, that has no respect for your country, no respect for the country he runs. Think about it, people. Think about it. Use your head. This man is a con man. He's disgusted. He has no place in the people's house, and he has to go. Let's listen to what President Biden responds to all the gobbledygook that President Trump spewed just now, because it was just a lot of nonsense. Nothing made sense. Talking about giving farmers money from tariffs. It's nonsense. Taxpayers pay for that. The tariffs are paid by taxpayers. What is he talking about? China isn't paying that. Let's listen to what how Biden responds to this, so we can end this vlog and hopefully head out to the polls and vote this man out of office.
My response is, look, this isn't about. There's a reason why he's bringing up all this malarkey. There's a reason for it. He doesn't want to talk about the substantive issues. It's not about his family and my family. It's about your family. And your family's hurting badly. If you're making less than, if you're a middle-class family, you're getting hurt badly right now. You're sitting at the kitchen table this morning deciding, well, we can't get new tires for the ball because we have to wait another month or so. Or are we going to be able to pay the mortgage? Or who's going to tell her she can't go back to community college? They're the decisions you're making. In the middle-class families like I grew up in Scranton and Claymont, they're in trouble. We should be talking about your families, but that's the last thing he wants to talk about.
I want to talk about North Korea. I do want to turn to 10 seconds, Mr. President.
That's
10
a typical
seconds.
political statement. Let's get off this China thing, and then he looks. The family, around the table, everything. Just a typical politician. I see that.
Let's talk.
All right, guys. This guy is unbelievable. Joe Biden is talking about focusing on middle-class family and the American family. And this guy comes back, the president comes back and interrupts and goes, what is this family thing? Typical politician. All he wants to do is talk about the family and their issues. If that doesn't tell you everything you need to know about this man, he doesn't consider you important. It's obvious that he thinks it's cliche, maybe cliche in a way, but that's who they should be talking about. The American voter, the American family, they are hurting. They are in dire need of help. Many people can't pay the rent. You live in Brooklyn and rent is out of control. Many people have to work several jobs to afford to live. Many people are leaving the big cities because they cannot afford to live in the big cities. So those are relevant issues. Donald Trump doesn't care about that because he never had to live from paycheck to paycheck. Donald Trump doesn't care about that because he never wanted us to live in his buildings. Donald Trump doesn't care about that because he doesn't want people that look like us to cross the borders and come into this country. Those are not the type of immigrants he wants. He wants those from Eastern Europe and other places. Donald Trump doesn't care about us because countries in the Caribbean and Africa are S-hole countries. Donald Trump doesn't care about us because people that come over the borders are rapists and murderers. Donald Trump doesn't care about us because, people with disabilities are funny to him, that he can make fun of them at press conferences. Donald Trump doesn't care about us because when COVID hit, he lied to us. He told us several times that it was no big deal and it would go away when the weather warmed up in a few months. That people were making up. It was fake news. Donald Trump doesn't care about this country because he continues to lie every day. Now you have to decide if you care about the country to do the right thing and vote him out of office. Black Ambassadors of Change, making change one person at a time. Vote. See you next week. Peace.